Hi, this is Russell with DieselGiant.com and another diagnostic short.
Hey guys, this is Russell with DieselGiant.com, and I wanted to ask you if this has ever happened to you. You go out to start your Volkswagen TDI, put the key in the ignition, nothing, doesn't start. My goodness, what's the problem? Well, this is not going to be a huge diagnostic video, but I want to show you something. If you turn your ignition on, and all the lights come on except for the glow plug light and the check engine light, that's called a clue. This is something that you need to be mindful of. Their TDIs have a, I'm going to call it an electrical anomaly that can cause this to happen. Now, the first thing that you want to do if this happens is you want to check out this puppy right here, the infamous Relay 109. This relay, I'm going to show you where it's at. It's going to be different if you've got a Passat, depending on which model Jetta you have, or a Golf, but the panel on the A3 Jettas is up under here, and it's right up in there where this relay goes. Now this Relay 109 does a lot of things, but if the relay is starting to go out, which they all will, then this can cause a no start condition on your Jetta. It also will prevent the glow plug lights from going on. Basically, this relay sends power to the ECU, which is your computer in your car, and it does a couple other things. One of them is to give 12 volts or battery voltage to the shutoff valve. I'm going to show you where the shutoff valve is, which is what is preventing this car from starting. Okay, this is, let me give you a shot of the engine. You've got your injection pump, and right there is your shutoff valve. And I'm going to show you what one looks like that's not in the car, but that wire that goes to the top of the shutoff valve gives 12 volts to the solenoid. And that solenoid, when you try to start the car or turn the ignition key on, allows that to have fuel flow. And I'm going to show you what happens. I've got this jumper cable on the positive battery, and listen, I'm just touching the very top of it. Okay, that's the solenoid going up. So when you turn your key off, the plunger drops down and shuts the engine off. When you turn the key on and crank the car, it lifts the solenoid up and allows fuel to flow into the injection pump so that it can do its thing. So if it fails like mine failed with Relay 109, it was not supplying battery voltage to the shutoff valve, which meant I could crank the car until the battery died. It's not going to start. Several times what I had to do was I had to take a jumper cable like this, which is just a little jumper wire, attach it to the positive battery post, and clamp it on there to start the engine. Now eventually, the way my relay was, it eventually would start sending battery voltage there. My relay was intermittent, and that's what it was. It started about once a month, it would do that, then it went to once a week, then it went to twice a week, and I got fed up with it, so I finally decided to do something about it. Now, what I want to share with you in the main lesson here is Mechanicking 101. Okay? Here's my old shutoff valve. This part is about $150 from Volkswagen, and we do not throw parts at a problem, which is what I did. This shutoff valve, that's what it looks like, and it's got a little plunger that fits in the bottom. And a spring that fits down in the bottom, and basically when you energize it, the plunger goes up. When you take the power off, it goes down. So what happened, instead of diagnosing the problem like I was supposed to, I went ahead and replaced that shutoff valve because this car has 351,000 miles on it. And I figured, well, it's probably about dead anyway. This was the original, actually this was replaced under warranty at 20,000 miles. But the point is, I should have tried to figure out why this was not getting battery voltage. I took my voltmeter, put the positive lead there, grounded the negative, had somebody turn the key, and there was no voltage. I should have known it wasn't the valve. I should have looked elsewhere. So relay 109 basically is the culprit for preventing power going to that reliably. Now, how did I actually do that? Well, what I did was I actually went into the Bentley manual, looked at the wiring diagram, and there are some mistakes in there, but I determined that it was probably relay 109 that was preventing the power from getting there, because that's where it sends a signal, powers the computer, and then the computer off one of the terminals powers the wire. So also I was having a little bit of problem. My tachometer was fluttering a little bit. So that relay can hose up a lot of things. The relay is not expensive. They're about 20 bucks. You need to keep one in your car because if the relay dies, the car will shut off while you're driving it. So Volkswagen TDI owners, I don't know if the gas models use it, but they know they should always have a spare relay 109 in the glove box in case it needs to be replaced. So the moral of this story is, please do proper diagnostics before you go and replace a $150 part. Now, okay, 150 bucks, it lasted 300,000 miles, it'll be good. 600,000 miles, I'll probably replace it again, but I don't want you guys to make that mistake. Do your homework first. Don't make a common mistake like a lot of people made, like I made. I'm pointing the finger at me. And make sure you do some diagnostic checking before you replace parts. So I'm going to replace the relay and then show you what it does with a proper working relay. Okay, so I went ahead and replaced the relay. This one's not marked with the 109, so I went and took a paint marker and did that. Now, reliably, turn the key, glow plug light and the check engine light come on like they're supposed to. Fires right up. There's no more tachometer flutter like I'd been experiencing before. It just operates the way it's supposed to. Don't mind the trunk light, my trunk is open. Anyway, I hope that this has helped you do a little diagnostics. Like I said before, make sure that you determine what the problem is before you throw parts at it.